all of Duo Esports. It's me, Boslo. I'm casting your play-by-play today, and today with me I have my wonderful color caster, Fridge. And then first of all, I would like to talk about how one of the junglers for the team, I believe it is Kiss Gaming, is he's having a medical emergency and will be right back with us. But first of all, Fridge and I are going to talk about the game and discuss it a little bit before the game starts. So Fridge, what are you feeling about this game?
What am I feeling about this game? I'm actually really excited for this. I'm pretty good friends with, well, actually, Death Scythe, Army Overlord, and unfortunately, Gerson is not here, but I'm pretty good friends with all three of them, so I have, I would say, ties to RBP in ways, but I'm excited to watch them play, but I also have ties to sort of Kiss Gaming, as our team's coach actually is pretty close with some of the people within the Kiss Gaming organization. So I've actually talked to some people from their organization and played with them in the past as well. So I'm pretty excited to watch these two teams play against each other.
It should be, I think it should be a fun game. Do you have any opinions on how the game will probably go?
Well, I know Blaze is really adamantly against my belief in RBP. But I think they're a pretty solid team personally, and I'm going to stand behind that. So my first prediction would be RBP wins. Now, Gertson is out, and he is kind of a stud at the AD carry spot. I have not gotten to see Navigate play in the AD carry slot, but I know he was an alright jungler. He played pretty solid from what I saw in the jungle. We'll see what he can do at the AD carry role here. Now, Kiss Gaming struggled a little bit in their games last week, so that also adds to me my belief in RBP in this matchup. But of course, anything can happen.
Absolutely. I feel like, for my personal opinion, I feel like I've seen some good highlights from the top laner of Kiss Gaming, and maybe he can transform that into some sort of lead against CGM this game is probably my prediction. And then also at the same time, I feel like the bot lane Army Overlord is a very solid support. I really like what he brings to the table. Navigate, however, new to the AD carry role, subbing in for Gortson, as he cannot be here today. I don't entirely know how well he's performing as an AD carry, but he does have Army, and Army is a pretty solid support from what I've seen so far.
I like how everyone likes to meme Army, but I like Army, man.
No, he seems like a good dude.
Army's a cool guy. I like Army.
And you know what? Sometimes he plays Scion support, and he beats people up with it, and it's fantastic.
The best part about Army is I've casted with him before, and actually I believe I'm casting with him later on tonight, in fact. But he lets me rip on him the whole as much as I want to, and he laughs and it's a good time, and I expect him to do it back. That's how you know people are worth keeping around in your life. You can rip on each other and laugh at it.
Absolutely, you're just very good at talking to one another and just being able to get that little buddy, just like, oh, you know, that buddy ribbing.
Yeah. So it looks like you're just having him jump on. He's got to do a patch still, I guess. I don't know. Was there an emergency patch today? Was there
Oh no, there was a medical emergency, I believe.
No, yeah, it's not. Yeah, no, yeah. It sounds like he has the patch now, though. I don't know. I know nothing about the. I know nothing about the emergency. I just know that there was one.
Absolutely, and however, we will be referring to that Kiss. However, due to this late referral or late talking to it, and also lost another ban prior, they're losing 2 bans today, so they will not be able to get their first 2 bans out. They're just gonna have to wait for the select timer to go down, and that should be just all sorts of fun and games, and we have to sit there and wait for that. But that's all right. I'm sure that they will have one clutch ban that they'll be able to pull out against RBP. Maybe get something nice in there.
Yeah, the downside here is, and I don't know if it's worth it, but like with Gertson out, you don't need to worry as much about banning out his champions. Now, I'm not sure what Navigate plays at AD carry. If he was expecting to play AD carry this evening, maybe he played a little bit with Army in the bot lane here, but definitely the Scion Army pulled out last weekend at the support. Did quite well and potentially could be worth banning.
Maybe. I don't know if the Scion support is, albeit worth banning. It is good. It has great lane presence. I mean, at this point in time, Navigate being a sub, I feel like I don't know, I haven't looked at the OP.GGs or anything like that, but at this point in time, both teams now have ample time to look at all OP.GGs and get a good idea. Maybe Navigate's like, if he is playing AD carry, maybe he only plays like 1 or 2 champions, which you could ban out one of them and then hope to get a second pick or first pick off of that.
That is true. Really try to ban out the person that's perhaps not on their comfort role. That being said, I did feel the need to mention Army's Scion because he does have like 800,000 mastery score. So if you like look at his profile, you'll definitely, that's like a red flag if you ask me. Maybe we should consider this. He definitely knows what he's doing. On the champion, that was my main reason for suggesting that, on top of the good game that he had last weekend, showing that he can play it somewhere outside of the top lane as well. So
the absolute, Scion lane presence, absolutely disgusting. I love the champion; he's so much fun to play. But
I love to hate him.
Feels that. Oh yeah, do you? He's quite the lane builder. I'm sure.
If I get to play him, he can be really, really fun. But if I'm playing against him, he can become a menace.
Oh yeah, get that corrupting potion, just yell at you on repeat, just throwing minions at you with a comet, and you're like, well, that's not what I wanted. And he's just like, nope, you're taking it.
You're just, nope, just take this minion.
Here you go. I'm gonna back, I'm gonna get Dorn's Ring and just never run out of mana, and I'm just gonna
See, no, that's not my strategy. That's just not my strategy.
Oh, there you go.
I actually go for the Death Cap Rush. Battle Scion.
There you go. That's solid pick. Give this man a fucking clap right now.
Life choices are always on the positive side.
Yep, that's the spirit. Just get all of that great AP that you need. Just completely just decimate them, yell at them to death. That's the spirit. I love Scion.
Yeah, I make lots of bad life choices. Okay.
I miss full AD Q-Mac Scion. That was the greatest time of my life.
Yeah. You know what I miss? I miss like really old school Scion, where it's like the point
like
and
Arnold
click stun,
Schwarzenegger?
the point and click stun or whatever, and everyone would just go AP and blow up the shield, and just one shot people with the stun and shield.
Hold on, I have a 1 point fucking AP scaling on my stun and my shield. Let's just block up. Look at my roaming presence.
Oh, that
and
was
also,
best Scion.
I'm running low. Let me just ult real fast and just auto attack myself back to full HP.
Now that part was a lot better if you went AD.
It was.
For, I feel, obvious reasons, but the burst you had on the AP was actually pretty insane.
It was absolutely fantastic. It was great. I felt like the ultimate was very, very good to get lane sustained afterwards. Like, say you went for an aggressive trade, damage, and you could just sit there and just auto attack and sustain back up. Having 50% life steal is, that's a good time.
A good time indeed.
If we're gonna talk about old champions that we miss, all right, let's talk about Galio.
Oh god, I loved the old Galio, dude. Then they changed him.
I had Mastery 7 on the old Galio. It was one of the greatest things ever. And then the new Galio came out, and I was like, I hate this champion. I hate this champion.
I don't hate the new Galio, but I loved the old Galio, man.
I want Galio's old E back. Or not E, the old W. The Runic Bulwark. That was the greatest ability, giving crazy amounts of armor, 80 armor and MR at max level, and then the healing on it was absolutely insane.
Extra healing? Come on, Riot.
That was so insane. I loved that ability. Playing him support, played him mid lane, played him top lane. It was fantastic.
See, the best part with that was just playing him in Earth, because you permanently have that shield up.
Yes.
And you would just heal the whole game. You could get to a point now, once you got that maxed, you could just tank both Nexus towers.
Especially at that point. Especially at that point, you had the lasers on the tower, and if you had enough armor on Galio and you just put the W on, you would actually heal from the laser on Nexus towers.
God, that's just good times, man. Good times.
Oh man, back in the days, I love that.
Back when I was your age.
Back when I was your age.
I'm gonna be making the best dad jokes for my entire life.
That's the spirit. I appreciate that. All right, we do have the jungler here from Kiss Gaming. He is back in the lobby. He is here, hopefully 100%, maybe 95. He is missing whatever the hell he's missing. And at this point in time, we're getting ready to start the game and get into the lobby and do our bans and picks.
Yeah, looks like the wait shall be over here in just a brief moment. We're kind of getting the ready checks here.
Yes,
Looks like we're ready to get into Champion Select here.
Warhood with the great countdown, unlike when he did it against me and stopped at 2. He thought it was funny.
Feels
Here we
good.
go. We're getting right into ban phase.
All right, so first taken off the board is the Swain. I actually played Swain for the first time since his rework yesterday. I hadn't touched him. It's so stupid fun.
Oh my!
Oh,
Swain
man.
he's so fun. He's an absolute disgusting champion. What he brings to the table, he's almost akin to a very fed Vlad. Hold on, let me just work out my English kinks real fast. But Swain is he's so strong. His ability to just heal with his ultimate and getting phase rush on the champion, he just runs everybody down. Now you have Nimbus Cloak too, which is such a good ability when you activate his ultimate.
Yeah.
Getting like 500 plus movement speed on Swain and just running into the middle of the enemy team, being like, "Hello, friends."
And that's the best part about it. I was so far behind, but once you get to a certain point, it's just like, hey, by the way, I still exist.
You bought a stopwatch, and that was all you needed to win the game. And then we also see a Vi ban as well. Kiss now running down on their second ban that they lost. Now we might see a ban from them after this, but first of all, we're going to see a third ban from RBP. We see a Vi and a Swain so far. I wonder what else they will ban from Kiss Gaming at this point in time. We see a Draven ban. I like this Navigate being new to the AD carry role. Draven being a bully.
I like the Draven ban regardless. He's really strong right now, so definitely, like you said, Navigate relatively new to this role, at least on this team. So getting an enemy AD carry off of a comfort champion and a champion that's extremely strong in the current meta, especially when you get ahead and can snowball really, really hard. I mean, I think that's a pretty big deal, and I don't know if they just chose not to ban there. Did someone say anything about a third ban loss?
There was not a third ban loss. They only lost 2. I don't know exactly what happened right there. They did actually lose a third ban due to the patching issues. As I've now been informed, I did not know that. I apologize. I'm sorry for lying to you all. You can all flame me later.
And the first pick here on Lucian. Not surprised by them picking an early AD carry for Navigate.
Me either. I looked at his OP.gg earlier. It was actually like he's been spamming it for like 2 days straight, just playing Lucian. The fact that they couldn't ban it is really, really sad. It's something that I would really like to have seen, but we immediately see a Camille and Xin Zhao counter. Those are 2 people that really don't like AD carries.
No, not at all. Camille able to absolutely lock down the target of her choice. In this case, it'll likely be Navigate. Very possibly Death Sight, depending on whoever is more fed, but a lot of damage coming out in the mid-late game from a Camille. Xin Zhao, similar, able to jump onto the target of his choice and basically knock everyone away, finish them off, and then worry about everyone else later. And the Galio to follow up with them. I actually really, really like the picks coming out from Kiss Gaming so far.
I agree. I really like the synergy that comes in with the Camille and the Galio. Xin Zhao has a little bit of anti-synergy with his ultimate, but if he's able to use it prior or maybe use it on a single target and then E in aggressively and then have Galio ult on top of him, works really, really well. I really also like the Malzahar pick. I know Death Scythe, he loves the champion, he plays it a lot. They also have on Roasted Black Pepper Gaming the Lucian Braum bot lane.
Yeah, he does love that Malzahar, and you mentioned going into perhaps one of the strongest bot lane combos in the game as of right now. You got the Lucian and the Braum together. You're able to proc the concussive blows off of Braum's passive with the Lucian passive as well, being able to take 2 auto attacks instead of 1 whenever you use an ability. Super, super helpful for locking down an enemy, dealing out that extra damage you may need to pick up a kill or, you know, burn a flash or anything of that sort.
And absolutely, and we do see some first bans from Kiss Gaming. They did, in fact, ban Kayn and Ornn, which I really like. Both those champions, CGM and Stojan, have played quite well so far. I really like that they banned them. And then we also see an Ezreal and an Alistar ban, banning out the bot lane, trying to get them off like the strong OP picks and the Alistar peel support. Not really wanting to deal with that as a Braum and Lucian lane. And then we see a Gnar pick up into the top lane for CGM into the Camille. Yeah,
and I can completely agree with the bans here from RBP. just really trying to do everything they can to put Navigate into a comfortable laning situation in an uncomfortable role. The Jhin already locked in, so I'm not sure if they were thinking that. No, wait, I wasn't thinking that. Sorry. I had a moment. I thought backwards. But the Gnar, I don't like that into Camille, actually. Gnar is decent at poke, but with the hookshot, Camille can jump onto him really quickly.
Yes, especially if Xin Zhao just shows up top lane. I have to question the Elise pick currently in the meta.
Elise, I've actually seen a little bit of Elise, but I don't
When was the
really
last time
see
you
it
saw an
do
Elise
well.
perform well?
I don't see it do well frequently, is what I was about to say. I've seen it a little bit on this patch. I don't know if it's because people feel like the execute from her spider form Q is able to do enough damage to execute away scuttles. I don't really know. But regardless, it is the Elise coming in here for Stojan. Perhaps just more of a comfort pick than anything, and we know in these leagues, comfort usually beats out what is meta in a lot of cases.
Absolutely. And we do see the Thresh last pick for name not found into the Lucian Braum lane. I like the Thresh pick, able to like get good hooks off. Braum, if he extends his shield out with the Unbreakable, Thresh is able to easily get hooks off because it extends his hurt box, which is very, very important, I think, to Thresh, and maybe able to get some good plays off of it.
Yeah, and on top of that, with an immobile AD carry like Jhin as his partner in the bot lane here, it's nice to have that lantern so he doesn't automatically have to either burn flash or if flashes down, die in that case. So really good for picking off an enemy champion with his hook flay, and also good for, saving an ally that may be caught out.
I absolutely agree here. What do you think about these picks and bans so far? What do you think about the picks and bans? How do you feel the game will play out?
Well, in terms of Kiss Gaming, what you're looking for here is to have generally speaking, probably the Xin Zhao engage with follow-up from Galio here. Camille can jump in on the target of her choice from the side and pretty much execute them on her own. So they're looking for a weird kind of engage follow-up, like one person engage and then follow-up team fight type of comp, with Thresh just kind of protecting Jhin the entire time.
Absolutely.
I think on the other side, you're mainly looking for a pick and then a follow-up engage in a 4v5 from Gnar with the Mega Gnar and the ultimate to throw the 4 enemies into a wall. Of course, Gnar completely able to turn around a disadvantageous situation into an advantageous situation with that ult alone, if he can land a good one. So you have a couple of options on that side, but I think their team looks really, really good at getting a pick and then following it up with a fight.
I personally really like Kiss Gaming's composition. I feel like Camille is able to do a lot better into a Gnar lane than previously thought, and especially if there's some Xin Zhao attention. Elise has a hard time ganking a Camille lane, especially due to the mobility of a Camille. So I feel like a Camille can easily get something going on, especially with the Xin Zhao help, and then Galio being able to rotate either top lane or bot lane and able to get good ganks off. It really all depends on the lane priority in the mid lane. I feel like will be a big determining factor in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I like Kiss Gaming's comp here a little bit better. But the comp that RBP's built as well can really, really work out well for them. Like I mentioned, they're probably going to be looking for a pick, and they have a lot of good tools on their team to get a pick. If they get one person locked down, they're dead.
They have a lot of single target aggression that I would really like to see performed aggressively if they can. It would really, really requires good ward placement and good vision control with a composition like that. I really, really like that. Where luckily the Kiss Gaming at this point in time seem to have a lucky oh shit button if somebody is to get caught out that isn't Galio, because Galio able to just ult onto someone that basically is in a rough spot. Galio giving so much damage reduction would probably be very, very good against this team, just due to the fact that if you have a one-person pick comp and lots of single target damage, if Galio is able to nullify all of that, is really, really strong.
Yeah, definitely will be helpful to save teammates with that. I think their ideal scenario is going to be to use it aggressively and engage team fights with it. But it is definitely capable of saving teammates if needed.
Yes, I feel like if they can use it aggressively, that would be absolutely wonderful for their team. They can then make so many plays off of an aggressive uh, composition such as that. But I feel like it also denies a lot of what Roasted Black Pepper want to do this game if he's able to get that ultimate onto somebody that they want to burst down immediately.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And it's such a buzzkill when you say flash alt on a Malzahar and then just get completely denied of it.
Absolutely, it's a very, very sad time. At this point in time, we see everybody loading in. Now, I think the Glacial Augment Gnar is pretty interesting.
Yeah, a little bit interesting to see that. Not something you see very often on Gnar. It can be a little bit annoying to deal with, but it was one of those things. I remember way back when they came out with this new rune system. They actually suggested Glacial Augment, and I can't even remember what all they recommended to go with it at the time. But they went through this whole rune page with it, and Glacial Augment was one of them. It ended up kind of teetering off in favor of a couple other runes, specifically Press the Attack, or even Grasp, or Summon Airy, yeah. Those three really were kind of the ones, depending on what kind of a lane you were against. By no means is Glacial Augment wrong, but definitely more situational. Perhaps wants to utilize that.
I actually kind of like it here. It should be able to set up an Elise gank really, really well if Elise is able to come top lane without red buff and not able to get auto attacks off to get the slow off. If a good Glacial Augment slow is able to come out from Gnar onto the Camille, it could spell doom for the Camille as she early on will not have enough HP to survive in Elise and Gnar.
Yeah, I do agree with that. It is a nice little added bonus. Plus, you're going to add a boomerang on for an additional slow afterwards, so should have no problem landing those with that Glacial Augment slow.
Absolutely. I think that should be a very, very interesting lane. Based on that, it should be very neat, and I really, really like a lot of the masteries brought to the table here. Fleet footwork on Jhin, too strong. The Conqueror on Lucian at this point in time, just easily abusable, so strong at this point in time. Malzahar able to get lots of summon area procs in a prolonged team fight. Braum with the Guardian able to just keep Lucian alive if anything aggressive happens. Thresh wants to play the lane aggressively and just wants to get all of his grass procs. And Galio with the Aftershock to try and get all that armor and MR that he can get so he can survive a Malzahar burst damage. If Malzahar is able to get an ultimate off, maybe. Unless Malzahar is able to play around the Aftershock well, but we will see as the game goes on.
Yeah, and actually, excuse me, Navigate is running that Conqueror you mentioned, and that's something I've seen, I guess Doublelift has been doing it a lot lately. He's kind of been the main person doing that here in NA. I'm not exactly sure if that's just kind of the go-to now in, like, Korea or something. I guess I haven't really paid too much attention to Lucian, but to my knowledge, he's just kind of had mixed success on it. And when he's gone Conqueror, he's gone something other than heal. From what I was hearing, I'm not exactly sure if there's an exact reason behind that, or if that's just because most high elo players tend to go teleport in a lot of matchups right now after some heal nerfs. And
interesting. I did not know that. I do, however, like the Conqueror proc here specifically. I feel like it's very, very good, especially against the Xin Zhao and the Jhin and the Thresh. And lots of true damage will be able to help, especially considering they're probably going to get some armor. Specifically on the Thresh. Thresh going to probably want Knight's Vow, maybe first or second item to keep Jhin alive as much as he can. And that extra armor will be very, very good, especially with the Conqueror proc. And Lucian able to just proc it very easily, and then just able to go in and get lots of auto attacks off of CDR and such. I really like it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think a Knight's Vow would be a great option here for Thresh. And I'm by no means saying that the Conqueror on Lucian is wrong. I don't know enough about it. I'm just saying Doublelift's really the main person I've been seeing run it with mixed success. So just a weird little snippet there that I noticed.
I know that his dislike for Press the Attack comes from the fact that it takes too long to proc. As Conqueror, you proc on your first auto attack. For Press the Attack, you have to get your 3 auto attacks.
Yeah.
So you have to use an ability to then get aggressive to get your Press the Attack, where you can save your E instead of Eing aggressively to get the proc, and you can save your E to dodge something.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. I mean, with Lucian though, it's so easy to get it off to get the Press the Attack off with just an auto attack, and really any ability. Doesn't have to be your dash, although the dash is probably the easiest one if we're being honest. So Maybe I don't know what I'm talking. I mean, there's a reason he's a pro and I'm a scrub. We'll just say that.
Absolutely, double lift named after the card trick. We see the game come in and we started off clean. All right, first of all, we see all of Roasted Black Pepper just like grouping up right now, maybe looking for an early cheeky invade. As we see everybody loading in, we see Kiss Gaming go for a 5 fan at this point in time, ready to try and see if the invade is happening. But we see Roasted Black Pepper come immediately in, get completely spotted up by a ward right over here.
Good ward there from Desiree. Alright, so now they're pinging out an invade. Looks like Kiss Gaming is going to go in toward RBP's red buff here and try to take that away.
Absolutely the correct response. You see that they've warded over there on that side. You might as well ward this side, see what happens. You know where all 5 are. You had vision of it. There's no reason to like go over to that side. Navigate is able to back, maybe able to get a ward down over on this way, or just go to the wave at this point in time. But we do
may see an early fight here.
We shall see. Maybe a collapse. We don't have much vision from. Oh, we see Kiss Gaming, Army Overlord, and Stojan now caught on a ward. They're totally prepared for this navigate.
Army
here. They completely expected it. Army Overlord face checks the brush and immediately walks right into his Zinzao and the Thresh.
They may want to fight for this, but it looks like they're just going to back off instead. And that's actually going to turn out pretty bad here for Kiss Gaming, as they wanted to steal that buff, but now it's going to put Harmonix a little bit behind in the jungle as he decides to go back to his own blue buff.
Absolutely. He's going to be very, very behind in pacing, and the bot lane might even miss minions because of that, because they even chose to then help him with the leash. That would be very, very catastrophic. And it looks like they do miss the 3 melee minions, which is very, very sad for them. That means that their bot lane will be in a very, very sore spot. We do have
level 2.
And Elise now going to be very, very ahead of the Zinzao in this matchup.
And there's that Conqueror proc in the bot lane already. Tranquil down to half health.
Absolutely, at this point in time, I would expect nothing less. Navigate now, like 3 minions up on experience. Just such a massive, such a massive lead early game. You miss those first 3 melee minions, and basically your lane is pretty much over. You just have to sit around and just hope that they make a screw up somewhere. Maybe Thresh is able to land a good hook that brings someone underneath the tower. It's going to be very, very hard. They're going to be pushed in on repeats. Zinzao not able to gank them early due to his pathing that he chose.
Yeah, pretty much in the bot lane here. If you're Tranquillo and Name Not Found, you're just looking for the other side to screw up. So Navigate and Army Overlord perhaps going to have to overextend for the Kiss Gaming bot lane here to get any sort of an advantage.
Yes, absolutely. We do, however, see some good pathing by Stojan at this point in time, able to go clear her red buff and her raptors and immediately go to the top side double and able to clear that to get some mana back before he goes to the blue buff to get the mana regen, getting him level 3 now. Harmonix still behind as we predicted based on the early game progression. Now trying to go to the bottom side. He's going to waste a lot of time doing it, but he does need to get some pressure going on this map.
Yeah, he is going to grab up this bot scuttle, so that'll be a good thing for him. And actually, it looks like the bot lane here from RBP saw him back up a little bit just to be on the safe side. He's going to go back to farming already. Pretty decent, like 6 CS advantage down here in the bot lane. There's the engaged top side.
We do see Dazran, however, bullying out CGEM, getting a CS lead, despite the fact that Gnar probably early game really wants to bully out Camille. Dazran performing quite well in this lane.
And Gnar definitely wants to bully the Camille here, but with that hook shot, as I mentioned earlier, it's just so... The range on that engage is so long that it becomes really difficult for a Gnar to handle. When anyone gets into your face, you really have a bad time with Gnar unless you're in Mega. So if you're in mini form like this, Dazran can really bully CGEM with this pick.
I absolutely agree, and the hookshotting a Gnar right out of the top is just such an easy thing to do, and we do see Zinzao on the top there. It looks like he's just warding for Dazran, giving him some little bit of love, just giving him some vision as he goes to go clear some more jungle minions and get himself up there, match Stojan CS numbers at this point in time.
And we're still waiting for the first gank to come out here. Looks like Stojan's going down toward that bot side. Let's see if he wants to put some pressure in there with perhaps a lane gank, it looks like.
looking like he's gonna maybe want to do something. I don't know if it'll be a lane gank. He does have a pink, so he will be able to get some good ward down. He does, however, get spotted by this river brush, despite the fact that Name Not Found and Tranquilo see it. They are a bit far up. Arstojan with a flash cocoon misses, whips and hits a minion. Name Not Found able to get a good death sentence on the navigate. Now Tranquilo and Name Not Found able to go up and get some good damage onto the bot lane. Just a sad game from Stojan. There was a ward there that was seen. He's still sitting on the ward. Still sitting on that tank, unable to clear it for his team, and just having a sad time.
Yeah, not a bad idea to try and gank there, but ward does catch him out. Good ward there placed from the bot lane here of Kiss Gaming.
Absolutely, there's a good ward by Name Not Found.
For a brief second there, we saw Dazaran jumping onto CGEM here again in the top lane. CGEM taking a lot of damage and punishment up here in this top lane, and now Dazaran has that level 6. He's going to have that ultimate available. He needs a Hextech ultimate to really lock down CGEM here if he chooses to, but likely just going to push out this wave and back.
Absolutely. At this point in time, I expect him to just get maybe his first item. Probably sitting on a decent bit of gold, and we see Deathside roaming down to the bot lane at this point in time. We do, however, the ward is expired, especially for Name Not Found, and Deathside able to get completely right behind them.
Net the grasp is up.
Yes, it is. He's gonna walk right in. He's gonna look right at Tranquilo and tell him that you do not get to do this today. And
great Thresh Hook.
Thresh Hook and the double TP from Kiss Gaming, able to completely keep him alive. Name Not Found getting the first blood with just an auto attack against Grass Box. Dazaran diving the tower with his Hextech ultimatum and his ability to just go in there with the hook shot. And it doesn't seem like there's any sort of response from RBP at this point in time. Kiss Gaming with the first blood to Name Not Found.
Yeah, and we actually saw on the backside of that, Dazaran was trying to make a little bit more happen with a tower dive there and really didn't take much damage. Another great hook!
Name Not Found, a good death sentence on to Stojan. Stojan immediately dying, having no flash. Name Not Found flashes out, gives the dark passage to someone to try and take out Selmy over there, just walks out the backside, and they just leave. That is 2 kills now to Kiss Gaming. 1 for each of the bot lane, a 10 piece.
Yeah, and it looks like they're not quite finished here yet. They're going to grab up this Drake at the end of that play as well. Couple of great hooks there from Name Not Found. Huge props to him on those, helping pick up a couple of kills there.
Absolutely able to play out Deathsight immediately, getting rid of his the passive that he has. I'm not entirely sure of the name of it. It is in fact Void Shift, able to completely take him out of that and then just stop him from doing anything. He's no longer having the Void Shift. Tranquilo not able to get immediately Nethergrass by Deathsight because he cannot go in until he has that Void Shift. So if he Nethergrasps too early or too late, the Thresh will immediately stop it. So that was very important, and the immediate collapse from all of Kiss Gaming, able to keep them both alive, was fantastic.
Deathsight used the Nethergrass there in the mid lane, got Selmy extremely low there, not quite able to kill him though. Harmonix, English hard is,
absolutely
showed up in the nick of time.
That is an absolutely sad time. It looked like Deathsight could have had that kill, but he went for the Ionian Boots of Lucidity. If he had Sorcery Boots right there, I feel like Selmy died.
Yeah, but I don't fully disagree with the Lucidity Boots here. He's gonna be able to get that ultimate out, and once he gets to max rank, it's on a relatively short cooldown anyways. He's gonna be able to use that Nethergrasp every 35-40 seconds in the late game. So definitely he's at about 2 minutes right now, so about half of the cooldown gone. Should be back up for him to do whatever he wants here in just a second again.
But very good on him. He does have a CS advantage in the mid lane. Galileo not the best laner currently at this point in time. Just kind of gets bullied out in a lot of matchups, but he is able to get a decent amount of CS. He's only 10 behind at this point in time.
Galileo will struggle a little bit against a lot of ranged champions in the mid lane though, especially in the early game. He is building likely some MR first. He's got the Catalyst already. I'm assuming he's going to finish an item there before he tries to go for any armor.
Yes, I would hope that he goes for the Abyssal Mask here. I feel like the
Abyssal Mask
really good. Yeah, especially into Stojan and Deathsight, both playing AT champions. Just able to get that MR would be so good for him. But also in the top lane, we do see CGEM and Dazaran kind of going for some little bits of trade. CGEM is Meganar. CGEM able to get some good farm and get a farm lead now off of Dazaran's TP bot lane. He did not TP himself, but we do see Stojan sitting around, maybe looking to get something going on.
Yeah, but we see TP advantage here and has been engaged in the bot lane.
Oh, absolutely, and here we go. We have immediately Army Overlord going for the Glacial Figure to completely knock up Tranquilo and just Navigate able to capitalize on that and get that kill, the first kill for Roasted Black Pepper. Good on him.
So a little bit of action happening all over the place there. Top lane as well. Dazaran taking a relatively low here, but neither of these top laners dropping just yet. You mentioned the Dazaran teleport to bot lane, allowing CGM to get a little bit of a CS advantage. It's very, very minuscule, but I guess take what you get. But he hasn't used his TP yet at all, whereas Dazaran's is almost off of cooldown again. He's going to be able to use that again. And he picked up the 2 assists. So it'd be nice to see CGM be a little bit more active with his teleport. I guess the next time he sees an opportunity. He did not yet burn the Gnar ult. He's going to go in on this.
He's going to go aggressively onto Dazaran. Dazaran able to just hookshot out and give him the tactical sweep to just give him the slow and walk away. CGM opting not to use the Gnar ability to ult it back in, but Dazaran able to get some minions off of that, still not wanting to back. He still has enough HP to survive the Mega Gnar at this point in time, and we do see Harmonic looking in the mid lane. Maybe we see something happen from Selmy and Harmonic.
Very possible, but he's just going to back off. He's going to go down toward the bot lane here, but good stun.
Here it is. Stojan's here too with a flash. Cocoon onto Name Not Found. Name Not Found immediately caught out Dazaran. Was that Selmy with the immediate Dazaran and Selmy both teleported to the same minion, the double teleport. Yeah, Selmy's teleport getting cancelled. Immediate collapse onto Stojan from Harmonic and Dazaran able to get that going, but looks like Dazaran did not get the tactical sweep off in time, and Harmonic's able to get the solo kill onto Stojan right there, using his flash aggressively to try and hit the stun from the Cocoon on Name Not Found.
Yeah, and it looks like in the mid lane here, Death Scythe actually canceled that teleport from Selmy with the Nether Grasp, but now he's gonna get dove.
Oh, it looks like he's really, really sad right now. He has no mana. Selmy and Dazaran not really able to follow up too much on that dive. Selmy having no mana himself. Dazaran just kind of going in as hard as he can. Just trying to do what he can, maybe get him off some CS, which is exactly what it looks like it's going to be, helping Selmy close the CS gap. Death Scythe, however, does have enough mana now to like aggressively go up, feel safer now, able to get some minions, maybe, hopefully.
Sad day for Army there in the bot lane as he missed the Glacial Fissure, unfortunately for him. Certainly happy about that. His Name Not Found.
Sad time. Lots of bot lane focus this game.
A lot of bot lane focus indeed, and actually we're seeing about a 15 CS advantage here for Navigate, plus the 2 kills on himself. So, despite the pretty decent start there with the double teleport earlier on from Dazaran and Selmy, still able to hold his own down here. Yeah, really just creating an advantage in the top and mid lane there for, well, take it as you will. Still behind in CS are both of those solo lanes from Kiss Gaming, but they both have assists on themselves. So
absolutely, it feels like Tranquilo and Name Not Found are in a rough matchup themselves. Jhin and Thresh able to be very safe, very strong lane themselves, but not as strong as Illusion Braum. So much early game like priority, able to just completely just bully out lots and lots of lanes. So the CS discrepancy is pretty much expected at this point in time. Tranquilo just inching forward, trying not to get caught by anything as he goes for some CS, hoping to not get completely blasted by Army Overlord and his Braum. The Winter's Bite being a very strong ability.
Yeah, and unfortunately on an immobile AD carry like this, while Jhin is a pretty strong AD carry right now, just gotta be really careful about the fights you take, and my goodness, getting jumped on here. Absolutely obliterated before he had much of a chance to do anything.
Oof. The Conqueror Illusion showing its strength. He does have a fork at this point in time, has a complete item. The Storm Razor still kind of bunked on Jhin. It actually reduces his damage at this point in time. Probably not an item that you want to be building first until it's fixed. Right now they have announced they are planning to bug fix it. So that is a sad thing. I don't know if he just bought that and didn't have a fire, but it's a very sad time for him. And we do, however, see off of that Name Not Found CGM able to get a kill onto Dazaran in the top lane solo, as Stojan is able to get the Infernal Dragon. Good for RBP to make some good plays off of that.
I don't know if this is the best idea. I mean...
Oh, and CGM with the stopwatch, but he does in fact die to Harmonic as he literally had nothing to get away from. Harmonic able to just wait out the stopwatch and just auto attack him to death. Stopwatch seemed a little silly to use, however it was good on CGM to get that solo kill in the top lane, able to use the fact that he's a Black Cleaver already where Desert has not yet finished his Trinity Force.
Yeah, just overstayed his welcome a little bit there, trying to push for that first tower. Gets that pretty low up there, but ends up paying for it with his life.
Absolutely.
Unfortunate use of the stopwatch there, but did stall it out a second, I guess. So maybe maybe allowing a little pressure also.
Maybe. And also Harmonic did have to use his flash to collapse on that. Maybe we'll see something happen because he doesn't have his flash. CGM still greeting his teleport at this point in time, has yet to use it this game. Is now going to take a bunch of tower damage. This is one of the TP to the tower to try and save it.
Tower should be safe here, as Desner did not have a big enough minion wave. In fact, tanks a tower shot on the way out there. Deathsight knows exactly where Harmonix is here and engaged down in the bot lane.
Ooh, and we have an engaged visual picture mission. This goes completely wide. Name not found, blocking a bunch of the culling. And Tranquilo still goes down. Lots and lots of damage coming out to Navigate and Army Overlord at this point in time. A very strong lane is in Navigate now up to his 5th kill in the bot lane with a great shelling at this point in time, despite the fact that he is a jungle main.
So whoever questioned this Navigate guy in the bot lane? Because you were wrong.
It was pretty much out of nowhere. They did in fact get Pollution. It was his only AD carry played in the last couple of days. It's the fact that Kiss Gaming did have some bans prior to the second ban phase. They might have banned it out, but they were not able to due to some sad things that happened. But it is as it is, and we will see the game going in their favor. Navigate able to now push the tower, maybe get the second tower for Roasted Black Pepper, doing quite well at this point in time. Dazraj letting the blade push to him, maybe gets a deny some siege jumps and minis, but from this reaction we will see Roasted Black Pepper start the Rift Herald.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be relatively uncontested, although Harmonix on his way up there does not get there in time, as it is just smited there by Stojan, no big deal.
Absolutely, and now CGM with the Rift Herald getting the enhanced recall at this point in time, and now will be able to threaten a tier 2 very easily with that Rift Herald.
Yeah, and this mid lane is really low. Deathsight should be able to take that here within the next couple waves, depending on how aggressive Selmy wants to play this teleport coming into the bot lane.
And immediate teleport from Deathsight. The Selmy walks up to try and cancel it, but with his taunt and Void Shift was on from the Malzahar. Does not get canceled. Army Overlord just walks right up to Name Not Found, and CGM also responded with his teleport. I did not see that at the same time, but the Nethergrass denying Name Not Found, flashing over the wall, immediately gets that kill, and another kill over to Roasted Black Pepper.
And that was awkward, because for a second there, like in my head, I'm sitting there going, Deathsight, what are you doing channeling your teleport there?
So he did not attack before the immediate. He just didn't like press the taunt. It was very sad time. It was able to get into melee range, but did not stop the Void Shift.
I completely forgot about that little shield he gets. Just
yes.
block the taunt.
Death was like absolutely new, and he was like, I'm prepared for this. And Selmy misplaying, very sad time from that. I was able to get a kill because of the Nethergrass from Deathsight. If it wasn't there, might have kept Name Not Found alive. He would have used his flash, but at this point in time, it is looking pretty grim at this point for Kiss Gaming. They need to be able to make a play somewhere.
It's really just overall winning lane phase for RBP here. We had some pretty solid plays here made out of Kiss Gaming, though, with that double teleport bot lane, specifically in the earlier part of the game. So they've shown that they can make smart plays, and they're going to be looking for something similar to that to bring themselves back into this game. It's about a 4,000 gold lead here for RBP. It's not by any means an insurmountable lead, but it is relatively early for that kind of a lead here. Deathsight uses the Nethergrass.
He uses Nethergrass, but immediately on just completely burst down immediately. Selmy able to ult in, just try and deny any more damage going on to his team, but he doesn't really do much. Name Not Found able to get a good death sentence onto Stojan, but doesn't really get much with it, has no follow-up damage with him. He's kind of walking around trying to dodge the cocoon, but walks right into Stojan, and Stojan just gives him the cocoon, walks right into melee range basically, and gets collapsed upon by the team. And now they're just going to push the tier 2 off of that.
Good pair of kills there for RBP. They're going to grab that second turret in mid lane. That is huge for them. That's going to open up the map quite a bit. And up until this point, they've been kind of making individual plays. He might be cut out here.
The hook shot, very, very strong ability. Does get hit by the Witch's Bite and the double hit from Navigator, but he's outlined. Nobody able to get any more auto attacks onto him to get that stun. And Tranquilo using the curtain call to keep him alive with the slow is very, very good on him to try and keep him alive.
Yeah, but Army took a lot of tower shots there, and they're going to actually have to back off of this. Looked like they wanted to threaten the tower, or even potentially a tower dive, but with that Mega Gnar running out and Army Overlord at low health here on the Braum, they're going to have to back off as they really have no true tank.
Absolutely. Kiss feeling pretty good about that, despite the fact that Dazarin did have to use his flash to get out, and his hook shot is able to stay alive, and they do defend the tier 2 in the top lane, but the tier 2 in the mid lane has gone down. They do need some good vision control to test around it. We do, however, see Harmonic starting the Infernal Dragon. This seems a bit aggressive despite the fact of the disadvantage. As you do see all of Roasted Black Pepper completely collapsing onto this, and Dazarin getting immediately bursted down by the Nethergrasp and Navigator. Harmonic's able to get the Infernal Dragon and get a kill onto Cgem. We do see Name Not Found and Selmy going down as well. Tranquilo trying his best to get out of here, but there's a huge minion wave now doing damage to him. We do see another flash from Navigate trying to get in the range with his abilities, but we do not see any more Tranquilo just being, I'm too fast, I am the fast, I am Jin. I think at this point he just goes back all the way to base and tries to, and just gives up the tower. There's such a big minion wave, he can't clear it, and if he goes into aggressively, he will get stunned and he will die.
Yeah, he doesn't have much choice but to back off of this one. He's got enough of a health bar. He looks like he's going to stick around for now, but with teammates coming up, he should be safe.
Yes. They don't threaten the inhibitor, they just kind of let it go and let him get that CS.
Yeah, but here we find ourselves in a similar situation to about a minute and a half ago here. Dazaran pushing out in that top lane. We already see Harmonix kind of hovering that top side, perhaps realizing that something might happen up there, being the only outer tower left.
Absolutely, Harmonix not having a sweeper yet, not able to really clear wards effectively at this point in time, does not have the ability to. And we do see the cocoon
Scumbag Cgem! Scumbag Cgem stole that red buff when it was at like 1 hit point.
Red. He's like, listen, I can glacial augment, I can stack slows, right? That's exactly how this works, correct, right? And we do see
that's gotta be.
Starting the Baron. There's not really much vision in the top side jungle for this game. They're not really able to get much going on at this point in time. So it's looking pretty sad at this point for this game, but maybe they're able to get some vision control of the top side or bottom side jungle and
I will give
make a pick.
I will give Kiss Gaming a little bit of credit here because they have a decent ward line, but it's a defensive one. They're pretty far behind, so they recognize that, and they recognize that they need to have a defensive ward line, so good on them for that. Unfortunately, they do not have a ward on Baron, so they just have no clue that it's even remotely started.
Yeah, the sad part about this defensive ward line is that it was a bit too late. They put down the ward line to then try and clear wards, and as they're clearing wards, the Baron gets taken. They do not have enough defensive wards out. They were a bit late and behind on that, and so Roasted Black Pepper able to collapse and make something happen off of that.
Yeah, and I think part of that too was Deathsight was still shoving in the mid lane. They may have thought, all right, well, Deathsight's here, kind of shoving this by himself. The rest of the team's maybe gonna be hiding in the fog of war to gank us or something when we jump onto him, or maybe they back. Absolutely. But just kind of staying there, maybe making them think they're not going to go to Baron with only 4 people, especially if Malzahar's not one of them.
But it seems they were in fact wrong, and the vision score between the two supports at this point in time is telling the exact tale of this game as I'm seeing it happen. We do see a 10k gold lead, 9.9k gold lead at this point in time, 24.5 minutes into the game. Army Overlord does have a 57 vision score to Name Not Found's 20, not really able to get much vision down that's aggressive and help out his vision score, not really able to clear many wards.
Yeah, but Army has a weird obsession with warding, so I'm not surprised to see him. No, it's not a bad one. I just, as a top laner, I find it weird.
Absolutely.
I hardly know what
understand
was
that
on.
Oh, see, you know what? Gotta get aggressive and win some lanes sometimes, so this way you can ward the enemy jungle. This way you'll stay much safer, Bridge.
It's like you're speaking Chinese to me or something right now.
Very, very close. I do, however, love me some goddamn General Gao's chicken, but that's beside the point. Alright.
Great catch there.
And Harmonic's able to get a collapse onto Navigate. Navigate's first death of the game is Heat 1 now. Very, very sad for him. We do see Selmy using the ultimate onto Dazzler to keep him alive, getting some damage resist. And we do see Tranquilo able to get another death onto Death Side with the, oh my, I cannot remember the name of the ability off the top of my head. Deadly Flourish. We do see some collapse from that from CGem and Army Overlord able to get 2 more kills for Roasted Black Pepper. CGem aggressively over the wall does get exhausted, and there's not really much else that happens out of that. 3 for 2 all in all in favor of Roasted Black Pepper. However,
Yeah, despite
kind of low.
Despite that looking like a pretty big advantage in that fight for Kiss Gaming, RBP comes out on top with the extended fight. Actually, a really solid curtain call there from Tranquilo. From Jin.
Yeah.
Positioned it really well and did a lot of damage with it. Managed to pick up a couple of kills with it. Kept himself safe the whole time, as you just mentioned, and that's pretty key. I feel like they just tried to force it to extend a little bit too long, and ended up paying for it. So now we saw RBP back. We actually have pretty solid items here for Navigate on this Lucian. He's got the Black Cleaver.
The same thing. He does have a 3-item advantage at this point in time. He's working towards his 4th item. I'm imagining a GA is what I'm assuming that Cloth Armor will build into, where we only see
very likely
Tranquilo and whatever his name is, that guy. He only is sitting on 2 items, and he only has a crit item and the Storm Razor.
Hey, if you're currently playing Jin, help us out with your name, bro.
I expect a
Tranquillo. We're gonna go with Tranquillo.
That one.
Wait, we're gonna go with the Spanish way of saying it. Tranquillo. The L's, the double L's are like.
It makes the Y sound.
Yeah.
He does also like have the tilde over la, which is the E or the.
No, I can't see that. I'm blind.
Oh, he does have a little tilde, the little accent over the I.
Looks like RBP going down to grab up this dragon. Have a Cloud Drake to match the one that Kiss Gaming already has. So now both teams with an Infernal and a Cloud Drake evened up there, and with the advantage that RBP has.
They did force out Deathside's teleport, considering they did hard push the mid lane, trying to get something out of that aggressive dragon call that RBP did. But RBP quite ahead, able to try and do something. Army Overlord with the Glacial Fissure completely whiffs as Selmy is able to use his Justice Punch to get out of range.
He's missed a couple Glacial Fissures, but it's not the end of the world, because honestly, he's played the Brown pretty well, protecting the teammates when he needs to be there.
Absolutely. And we do see Selmy Justice punching in with a good taunt from the Shields of Duran to get a 3-man taunt, but he does this and get immediately bursted by Navigate. Navigate's so strong at this point in time. You see he's not down, getting a good SFX off Ezra and able to get a good kill onto the Army Overlord with the protocol, but does get immediately bursted down by Deathside, and all of Kiss Gaming falls to Roasted Black Pepper as Navigate just goes insane on his Lucian this game. 11-1-6, doing exactly what the team needs, exactly what the team wants, able to push for the next at this point in time, and I feel like this is the game.
It looks to be the game indeed. Great team fight to end it off there for RBP. And they will end it right here. Absolutely. Good game from them. Excellent game. Navigate. You shut up all of the critics who thought you might not play AD carry as well as you play jungle.
Absolutely. He did quite well. I admire his ability to play the game. And now we're on to our favorite part of the game, which is, as we all know, the stats.
Is that the favorite part of the game?
I mean, I hope so. I mean, I like talking about numbers, but you know what? I don't agree with all of Twitch chat at this point in time, but who knows?
I mean...
Maybe someone who likes looking at numbers like I do. It's my fetish. That's beside the point.
I was never a math major. We'll just say that.
It's all right. 2 + 2 definitely does not equal fish, but I do know that it equals chair, but that's beside the point.
That's the best part about that is I know what that's from. God.
Ha
I used to love that show. I bet I still would.
Immediately off the beginning, we're gonna look at damage to champions and Jesus Christ, Navigate. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
Navigate, you were what?
That
Oh my
was
goodness, Navigate, bro!
let's
Calm
look, let's
down.
let's
Calm
look at all
down.
these numbers for a second. There is the only
Calm
person
down.
above 10,000 is Death Scythe 101 with his Malzahar, his favorite pick. Absolutely loves the champion. Does very, very well on it. 12,370. Nobody else did over 10,000 in the game except for Navigate with 21,900.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah,
help that he
he
did
did a
have
lot
a
of
massive.
demolishes.
He had a massive lead in the bot lane, able to bully out the bot lane. He performed quite well. Good on him. Absolutely fantastic. See RBP playing around 80 carry again, not Gewurtzen, but he does have another name. It was Navigate. Good on him.
Yeah,
He performed quite well.
he performed exceptionally well, but this if the damage chart doesn't say it all, I don't know what does.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like there's another one that says it all. That would be the vision score. I feel like we have a very, very good time to talk about that one as well, as we do see the
Absolutely.
massive vision score difference between Army Overlord and Name Not Found. Name Not Found with the 26 vision score.
You can compare Army to anyone else in the game at all. Honestly, doubling the second highest vision score in the game. Nice job, Army. Really impressive numbers for that vision score.
Understanding what he needs to do for his team. They did have a very good single pick composition, and you have the Army Overlord over here able to just provide the vision that your team needs to do things. 74 vision score in this time, a 28 and almost 29-minute game. Just very good on him. Very, very solid. Able to get good vision for his team. And that is such a massive, massive boon. All in all, I say GG, well played to RBP, beating out Kiss Gaming. Despite the fact that Gewurtzen wasn't here, they did quite well, despite the fact.
Yeah, absolutely well played by RBP. It looked like it could go a little bit rough there in the early game as Kiss Gaming got a couple of pretty solid plays early on, but RBP turned it around and really just after that, they said, all right, we've had enough. And I don't know that they really lost a fight after that.
No, they were able to get exactly what they needed. CGM staying top lane, not really wanting to TP, not having the Mega Gnar that he needed for the TP. Just able to get a lane advantage off of that and was able to do a lot with it. Dazzler not able to snowball because he did lose a lot of lane presence and a lot of lane priority off that. But at this point in time, it was a good game, all in all. Well played to everybody else, and I feel like, are we ready to go to the next game? And we will we'll be going to the next game at this point in time. Well, not just yet. We'll have a small break prior, and we will be joined by Fridge and Army Overlord for the next game for Frosty Gaming versus Enigmatic Gaming. Everybody involved, and I will not be here for the next game, so
I will, so I'll see you there.